So continuing our example, let's perform the Z test on this data set. So click on the data analysis, click on the Z test, which is the last option. Now in the variable 1 range, you select all the age data set, which is from A5 to A40. Before that, you create a dummy variable over here. Which is over here dummy, and only one value you have to put, which is 0. So now click on data, click on data analysis, click on Z test, which is the last option, click OK. You will have multiple ranges. The first range, you select the data from A5 to the end, and on the second range, which is variable 2, you click on dummy and 0. Now hypothesize mean difference. I don't know what the average age of the group is, so let's understand it's 25. I'm just taking a hypothesis that the average age of the group must be 25, should be 25, and the variance should be, a standard deviation is plus or minus 5, so variance should be 25 because variance is equal to standard deviation square. That is for the variable 1. For the variable 2, I have kept it very minimal, which is 0.0001, and I have labels, and alpha is confidence interval of 5%, or you can keep it 10% as well. And the output range is within the same 0.5. Output range is within the same Excel sheet, which is starts from J5. Oh, let me remove this J5 over here and click OK. So here's the output which has been given by Excel. For dummy, it does not make sense, so you can delete dummy. Until unless there are two separate variables, it does not make sense. So the mean of this entire data set is 21.8, and our mean was 25. Now how do we interpret this? Now with this, you have to compare p value with the alpha which has been given to us. Here we have to look at a p value which is over here and compare it with the alpha which we had taken as 0.05. So if my p value is less than alpha value, then I can reject the hypothesis, or rather reject the null hypothesis, which is that my median age is 25. I can reject that. Now let's check what is the p value and the z value. I can reject the z on the basis of z value as well. So if the positive z value is greater than 1.65, then I can reject that as well, or less than 1.65, then I can reject that as well. So let's understand what if I run this z test with the mean age of 25 or 21 rather. Let's do the test again. Instead of 25, I put it 21, and then I run the test again. Look at the z value, look at the p value, which is 0.17, which is greater than 0.05. Then you accept the null hypothesis and look at the value of z, which is less than 1.65. so if value of z is positive, then it should be less than 1.65, and if my value of z is negative, then it should be greater than minus 1.65. if these two condition does not satisfy, in the previous example it was minus 3 point something, in that case we can directly reject the null hypothesis. Over here we can accept the null hypothesis. Let's understand what is the what if we change the variance. So I run this data again. Instead of variance being 5, I put variance or standard deviation being 5, let me take the standard deviation as 2, so my variance would be 4, and I run the test again. Look at the p-value and look at the z-value. So my z-value is greater than 1.65. Ideally it should be less than 1.65 if it is positive. So I reject there, and p-value is again less than 0.05. I again reject the value. Let's take the example where my variance is very high. So variance being 10, so sorry, standard deviation being 10, so my variance being 100. And let's run this analysis again. Over here as well, I can accept the hypothesis. So my z value, which is positive, which is less than 1.65, so that's fine, and my p value, which is less than greater than 0.05, so again I can accept the value as such. So net I can accept this particular condition. So with the same data set, if I change the value of alpha, if I change the value of mean, or if I change the value of variance, my output will vary on the same data set. So that's how the z test works, two-tailed z test works.